Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain. Alright, so for this quest here, we will be taking on the Haunted Library. Now the quest itself is given here in House Jarasco, inside the Drowning Sorrows Tavern. So you enter just there. And off to our right we have Menos. I'm not even going to pronounce that last name. And he's going to give us the quest for the Haunted Library. Alright, it's just loading in. So yeah, I just loaded into the game. Typically speaking, when you first load, you get some wait times there. Alright, so the quest itself is just west of the tavern. Nice, easy, straight shot. And yeah, let's just jump right in. So, before we get started, I do want to apologize. It's another quest that I haven't done in a very, very, very long time. But I do still remember the premise and a few of the little extras here. Alright.
A musty odor fills the air, and dust covers everything in sight. This hallway appears empty. This door's lock appears too complicated to pick. A key must be hidden somewhere in the library.
Alright, so when you first get in, as you see, long hall, clay golem, locked door that you cannot pick, and then we have a path down here to a locked, or an unlocked door. Inside we have a bunch of enemies. And apparently we had a few spawns coming in behind us. Now, there are a few sections of this quest where the floor drops out. I don't exactly remember specifically where they are, so just to make sure, I'm gonna hug the edges here. Alright, so as soon as we loot that chest and we obtain the Tome of Bone, we can actually, the wall opens up, allowing us to loot the key. This key will be for the door that we just passed. I also want to point out we can't actually read them anymore. You used to be able to click and get some little extra text there. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so as you can see, we do have some spawns right here, as well as a control panel for a trap, which activates once we open our door here. And as soon as we do, that is when these spawns spawn in behind us. Now they do have several spots where you deal with wraiths, so do make sure that you have some form of ghost touch weapon there. And if I remember correctly, this is actually one of those floors that breaks on us. Yeah, there we go. I thought there was a way to open up this path here. Alright, anyway. So at the bottom, we can start by breaking some of the sarcophagus. Obviously that's not a requirement. But they also have enemies down there as well. So just watch yourself when you do decide to head down. Oh, Seems we're having a little connectivity issue here with the chat servers. Alright. So once we've done that, we do have two doors here. The one to the east here is a locked door. Again, it requires a key.
The crypts to the west may hold a key to descending deeper into this unholy place.
And more wraiths. So yeah, we gotta head west through this door to be able to continue. Now,
These crypts reek of rotten flesh and decay. Footprints in the dust indicate undead.
as I'm sure you can guess by these sides, they look very secret doorsy. And as you progress far enough down the hall, which isn't very far, it'll open up the pass there, kind of trying to cut you off there. Alright, if I remember correctly, as soon as I loot this chest, it's gonna shut the door there and spawn in a wave of enemies. So just prepare yourself. Pretty much in this one, it's a classic Dungeons and Dragons adventure. Assume every long hall is trapped. Anything that looks suspicious might be a secret door or is trapped. And, you know, including, you know, a suspicious chest at the end. Like, those doors, you can't tell me they're not secret doors. Like, hidden doors of any kind. Like, collectible here. We do have a trap which is tied right at the door. This one spawns slightly before it. Go. I'm just gonna do a quick search to make sure there's no more traps. I do believe for that one it also is tied to that control box. We just never found anything. But I would be wrong. There we go. So there's now our second key. Now before we use that key, you can continue down a little bit further, and we have shrines at the end of the hall there. However, now that we do have our key, we can head back to the other side of that altar and go through the door right there. Take on the rest of these wraiths. There we go. Now, this is where I always get a little confused on which path to take. So there are a few paths. The one directly ahead, continuing east, is just another shrine. Then we have north and south. Now, one of them will lead deeper into the quest itself, whereas one of them actually leads to an optional section. So I'm gonna start by heading north. See if I see anything familiar there first. Alright, so north was for the optional there. So in order to do the optional section, we do want to head on this leftmost bridge. That one will go up and around rather than continue down. Where's that? There we go. And the reason for that is, as you can see, the stairs are broken. Alright, so from here, we have a lever just on the top, one here, and that'll open up our first set of doors. And this is our optional there to slay the Spectre. As you can see, the wall's very, very suspicious looking. You know, it doesn't help when they make these secret doors look different from everything else. And once they're dead, we just gotta wait the last bit of the time, and it'll open up. We can move on. Okay. Continuing down the path, we do run into that Spectre there, which is our optional. Now it does have a few breakables, as well as an optional chest there. Now the chest, it doesn't give any named loot, but it is again random loot, and hey, loot's money. From this point, we can actually just head back to the other path, rather than, or you can actually just, you know, hop down there and continue from there. I am going to show you the other path if we would have chose to head south. Alright, so here we are. Now if we chose to head south, one, breakables. But in this room here, we have a very suspicious looking floor. And that floor, as I'm sure you've guessed, falls down and breaks. This is why it's really tough to remember which one's which. Again, if you, however, kind of hug the walls, you can make it all the way into here, which, surprise, surprise, absolutely nothing in here. So all there's left to do is to hop down. Once you kill everything, that barrier will drop. This should be the final wave here. There we go. So this is that room there. There's that broken staircase. That's why if you don't come this, like if you don't go the other way, it is very hard to jump up this way. Of course, you can do it if you do have the jump spell, or if you use Dimension Door, you can teleport back to the start and start over there. From here, there's really not much to do other than to
The unholy
head
altar
down
in
the
the chamber
stairs,
below
or
radiates evil
to jump.
throughout the chamber.
Either way, once you reach the bottom, we do have a horde of zombies. Just run by them and spawn them all. There we go. Alright. We then have two chests towards the southern section of the room. One of which being, as I'm sure you've guessed it, another one of our tomes. At this point we can purify the altar, which will allow us to further continue on down here. Now here we have a small puzzle. The objective is to light the 4 round circles, which will then in turn light the runes. They also do have some race that will spawn in. Clearly won't be that way. So we got all but one. Here comes a wraith here. Again, it has been a long time, so I forget the trick to solving this one here. Okay. You know what, if I just light that up there, I can then turn this one here. Alright. So just to have a quick look at our puzzle solve. Yeah, so as you notice, once I ran down that hall, it did spawn them in. Alright, so there we are, just a quick look at the solve. If you need to, just feel free to pause the video and then you got that right there. Or go ahead and check out the wiki. The wiki will have a solution to the puzzle there as well. Alright, just continuing down, we got one last shrine before our end area, which is located just at the bottom here and through that door.
As you approach the door, the feeling of pure evil and malice grows stronger.
So just inside, it's kind of a creepy room. They have some, well, more undead, as well as a named wraith, which once you kill them, as you see, gets you almost 1,000 experience. So it's not too bad, especially considering it is hard to complete without killing them. Once you've dispatched those enemies, there's not much left. We do have 2 chests there at the end, as well as a 3rd chest right there, which will be our tome. As well, we also have some traps. Now, be careful when getting these. Uh, right against the wall is a safe spot here, kind of blocked a little bit, rather than standing in the, path of it. And I do believe, no, okay. So there we are. Once we loot our final little chest, that will be quest complete. As you can see, not too bad. Just over 18,000 with the optionals there. Uh, you know, getting close to 20,000. It took us 20 minutes to go through. Obviously, you could go a little bit quicker if you're not stumbling around and if you skip the optional. And then you get 2 end loot chests. So all in all, my opinion of this quest is kind of poor. I like some of the end fight. Like I like the ambiance of this room. It's a really nicely done room, but it's just a low amount of experience for the time it takes you to do it, and ultimately the loot, like, it's not really worth it in the long run. But it is a fun little quest, especially to have done at least once. I definitely recommend doing every quest at least once. And then, of course, once you find the ones you like, just stick to those and, find the path that works best for you. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a blast as always, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one, all. Alright.